Ananda Vacanamrtam, Part 23. Your personal relationship with God. In the morning, I said that it is the utilization of energy which matters and not the possession of an unutilized capacity. Many people have inferiority complexes of different kinds. They think they are not learned. How would they achieve the goal of their life? It is wrong to presume that by reading voluminous books or by delivering beautiful lectures, one can attain Paramapurusha. No scholarship nor even literacy is required to meet God. The future of those who are uneducated is also bright. God's relation with human beings is a family relation. When parents feed the children, they do not give 4 chapatis to the son who is a master of arts and only 1 to the next son who is only a matriculate. For parents, all their children are equal. Similarly, for God, all persons are equal for the spiritual food He will give them. Really? The love of parents is dependent not upon the education of the children, but upon the children's attachment for the parents. Scholars or intellectuals have one drawback. They read different theories and philosophies, and these things create a clash in their minds. They are unable to decide whether this philosophy is correct or that one is correct. The uneducated, on the other hand, are better off, as they walk on the spiritual path with steadiness, undisturbed by warring ideas. The intellect is incapable of comprehending Paramapurusha. After all, the intellect is only a creation of the Prakti Sanchara process, in which the pure consciousness reconverts itself into the mind out of the 5 fundamental factors into which it converted itself earlier. Being a created thing, intellect cannot comprehend its creator, the Supreme Being. The puppets can perform any play the master wants them to perform, but they cannot control the master who plays them. What is knowledge? It is the subjectivization of the object. God, being the ultimate subjectivity, cannot be caught by the thought process, which can only catch external objects and not a superior stage of subjectivity. Nor is God attained merely by listening to a lot of spiritual discourses. Some persons are fond of attending spiritual congregations, but what they hear with one ear goes out the other at a 180-degree angle and does not lead to salvation. With Kirtana and the remembrance of God, however, it is otherwise. Whether you do these things with faith and devotion or with enmity, the results are encouraging. The word Shraddha, translated faith and devotion, really has no equivalent in the English language. Whatever you consider as the summum bonum of life is set. And when you direct all your faculties and sentiments towards the attainment of this goal, this is called Shraddha. And the feeling associated with this is called Shraddha. Even when you think of God as an enemy, you are involved in Him. Really? Our mind is more activated to think about somebody by anger and hatred than by positive propensities. When we have a quarrel with somebody, we keep on thinking that the next time we meet that person, we will say this or that. Therefore, God will be attained whether you love Him or hate Him. Ravana was constantly thinking of Rama as his enemy, and therefore he also attained salvation through his hands. But merely listening to scriptures or talks is not going to bring about the desired results. Another fact must be remembered, that God is realized only by those whom He graces with compassion. You should not have the feeling in mind, now I have done so much, God should shower His grace on me. Rather, you should feel it is for you, O Lord, to grace me or not. This body of mine will work like a machine until you grace me with love. If you are proud of your meritorious actions, this pride will remain in the end and not the grace of God. For Him, all are equal. For society, the differences matter, but not for God. His grace is reigning on all. But if you are carrying an umbrella of ego on your head, how will you get drenched by His grace? Everyone has a right to enter Brahma Loka, the subtlest layer of the macrocosmic mind. This is the birthright of all. He is kind to all. Every moment of one's life, one has only to receive His kindness by removing the ego. However great a sinner one may be, the moment one surrenders to the Lord, one becomes a devotee. His or her salvation is guaranteed. The entity whom you are trying to attain, Paramapurusha, is your own innermost self. Your relation with Him is not external, to be defined by courts, laws, or society. It is a family relationship. The desire in your mind to meet God is only born when He is inclined towards you. It is the result of His desire to meet you. Your meeting with God is not a unilateral affair. It is a mutual thing. You walk one step towards Him, and He will come 20 towards you. When an infant starts walking, the parent first asks it and goads it to walk a little. It tries to walk but falls. Then the parent advances and lifts it up onto his or her lap. God does the same. Make the slightest effort, and He will pick you up and place you on His lap. Your relation with God is personal. No one can sever this relationship. It is part of your being, your birthright. 21st January 1971 evening, Ranchi. Ananda Vacanamrtam, part 23.